Here's Lake Stamford, not a very big lake. You can see right here where this circle is, that's where the boat ramp's at. And then the little line going around the bank is where I started fishing. Now I fished around the boat ramp a little bit because I was a little late to the tournament. And so I fished there for a little while and then I moved out and fished around this bank. So it wasn't very long before I caught a fish. Right there where that arrow was is where I caught that fish. And he was up against some reeds and I had tossed a spinnerbait into those reeds, and that's how I caught him. It was another tough day for fishing. A cold front had just came in that morning, and so it was pretty cold. We had had 3 or 4 straight warm days, so the fish I think had moved up some, and I'm not sure that the water temperatures were cooling off enough for them to start moving back any. So that's why I started around that bank and up in those weeds. I figured with the overcast skies like we had, and it was misting and raining a little bit, so I figured those fish were kind of moving tight to cover and still probably in shallow water, so that's why I started right there. Now as I came around that point there was another boat fishing there, so I went ahead and crossed the lake from there, and you can see this line, this red line going across where I crossed the lake. And I fished a little point there for a short time, and then I moved down in that draw. That draw was pretty shallow water and had quite a bit of rocks and bushes and stuff like that in it. So I thought I might find something in there, but I didn't have any luck. So when I started back out of that cove, there was another small point there, and I did manage to find some fish on the fish finder, but I couldn't get them to bite. So I crossed back across the lake and started back at a corner and came down that weed line again. Now as I came down that weed line, I got a text from a buddy of mine, and I pulled my phone out of my pocket and started texting him back. Well, I let that lure rest for a minute, and as soon as I put my phone back in my pocket and lifted my reel up, a fish had got it. Well, I don't know if I didn't set the hook good or not, but anyway, I fought this fish for a little while and he got loose, but I should have been paying a little more attention. He was a pretty good fish. I think he was probably a 3 to 4 pounder, somewhere in there. I did get to see him, so I do know he was a good fish. Anyway, right there where that white circle is where I had him. So I fished down that weed line a little more until I ran into another boat. And so I crossed back across the lake to a little cove I thought looked interesting. There was some shallow water right around the edge of it. And I fished around there for probably 45 minutes in that area. Didn't manage to get anything. By that time, the day was winding down. It was about time to get back to the ramp for weigh-in. So I just left there and went straight to weigh-in, put the boat on the trailer, and ended up weighing in that one fish. So I weighed in one fish, 1.92 pounds. I should have weighed in two. That one, if he was around 4 pounds, I'd have had about 6 pounds, which wouldn't have been too bad on the day. But I was mad at myself because I didn't hit a lot of spots that I wanted to hit. I spent too much time on spots that I did fish, and I did get out there kind of late, so I was a little bit upset about that too. But I was traveling about 2.5 hours, so I didn't get there when I wanted to. But all in all, it was a good day. I did catch a fish. Hopefully I'll do better at the next tournament, and I plan on trying to stick to my spots a little bit better. I appreciate you taking time to watch the video. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you'll know when I make new videos. And until next time, go fish.